One of the jobs I tried when I couldn't get work was collecting for a charity. That was a real eye-opener. So you've probably heard a lot of rumours about charity organisations not apparently passing funds on to the people who actually require them. I'm hoping that those organisations have got their act together now. So I'm talking about what happened when I was collecting for a charity years ago, and it was not an honest industry, honestly. So I was collecting for a charity to help support people with disabilities. So it was all very official. We had an ACN, like a company number, had official books and official receipts, and we would have little books depending on the donation, and we would write the amounts in of the donation if it was some sort of oddball donation. So these charities were door to door. So we would have like an area type of guy who would drive us around and give us the streets to do a couple of times a week, and we would go and collect the money and then meet back at a certain point, and that was the job. So it wasn't particularly hard. I found it a little embarrassing at first asking people for money, but they told us what to say, exactly what to say, so I was just parroting what they taught me to say, and that's how it went. One interesting thing I noted that I found that the more worker areas actually were more happy to contribute and donate than the more richer areas. So I guess that saying is true, you know, like richer people are much more tight with their money. That's the reason they're rich. They don't give it away so easily. So how honest did I find collecting for a charity? Not very honest at all. This is back at a time where all the donations were by coins. So at the end of my collecting session, I would have a big bag of coins. And my commission was I would get 30%. So 30% of all the donations were given to me as a salary. And then the guy who drove us around, he got another 30%. So before the money's even gone anywhere, there's already 60% of the donations are gone. The person above him, I have no idea how much money he got because I wasn't privy to that information. So you could see how a lot of these so-called charities are just a rort to pay people's salaries, and the money actually ends up not going anywhere. So like I said, this is some years ago, so I know charities have been given a lot of flack lately for that type of behaviour, so I'm hoping that they got their act together now and they actually are passing the money on to the people who need it. But I've always got that little thought in the back of my head, you know, this is about when you're giving to a charity, if the people who need it really do get it or not. So when I was collecting too, a lot of people actually didn't want a receipt, they just wanted to give me the money. So I'm not sure whether they just felt sorry for me or whatever. They just said, you know, they would just give me $2 or something. Here, I'll just take this. Don't give me a receipt, you know, it's yours. You know, that type of thing. It didn't happen very often, but it did happen. So I found it was very eye-opening, the different types of people who would donate and some people who just didn't want to donate at all. So if you're desperate for a job, maybe it could be something you could do until you actually got a real job, I guess. People are always going to be donating, people always want to help. So I hope that was a bit of an eye-opener for you, and thanks for watching.